don't ever stop.
Reports of local blood and guts.
What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes
Hello everyone, you're getting a bathroom video because my kids are sick, so they're gonna stay and rest in the area which I normally like to record. So today we're talking about something though that is stupid. So this Chud the Builder guy, which I swear to God that gave me fucking terminal cancer already. I found this dude not even knowing he was this guy, okay? He actually popped up yesterday for me via Instagram, and I've seen him do terrible, terrible things with his inbred-looking, ugly fucking... They got a type. Like, these racist people, these bad people, like pedophiles, racists, like, they all have, like, this phenotype. That their face, their head... I don't understand what it is, but I know now none of my kids look like that, so thankfully I can pretty much guarantee they're not going to become like that, so that's good for me. But what did this guy do? Well, his whole shtick with streaming, which mind you, he's garnered over 200,000 subscribers just on YouTube alone, I believe, and not even including other platforms, is where he would just go out and instigate fights with other races. Like, he would just call people the N-word and this, that, and the other, and threaten to beat people up, and basically just be a menace to society and a piece of shit, which kids these days seem to really eat up. So, of course, you know, he's garnering his little success, but what happened is he was outside of a courthouse, and I'm not sure what happened exactly, but he ended up pulling a firearm and shooting a guy. Now, the guy did live. Like, he lived. So I'm assuming this is going to be part of another skit, as he so-called calls this, but now he's being charged with attempted murder with an over $1 million bond, which is great, and I hope they penalize him to the fullest extent of the law. He's a piece of shit. This is actually great to see happening for these bad types of creators, so to speak, to actually have some accountability and be forced into real accountability, because this is the only way things will ever change again in the dynamic of content creation and otherwise, because this should not be profitable. And coming from me, that's pretty sad. But true crime and all that blood and guts has always been on the fringe of societal acceptance, so to speak. So generally, I fit into a lovely, what as we call a morally gray area. But this is just blatant malicious instigation of people. This is causing people harm. This is grooming children, which is his primary audience, into being racist. Now, people hear that word, they don't really grasp that. Grooming isn't just a pedophilic thing, it's sometimes just, like, by definition, the easiest way to think of it is like this: the intentional and malicious manipulation of someone's character, typically if they're vulnerable, into subservience for a person. And that is generally what they're doing. I mean, that's his content farm, that's money, because these impressionable kids watch this shit, and they believe every word he says, and they go act upon his shit, and it causes this cycle. And that same kind of thing happens too, even including, like, there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of malicious content creators. 99% of the creators you like are probably pieces of shit. And the way they think, the way they act behind closed doors, it's fucking impressive. I will just, the gall is impressive. And the things they do are disgusting. Whether it be illegal things or just fucking immoral things, or the things they say about their fans. There's whole communities of people that I've just sat and witnessed this shit myself. And then people wonder why I'm on the fringe outlier and I'm like an outcast. It's because I speak out. I'm not part of a boys' club. And I will never be. And these kinds of people, like, this dude is so punchable. He's like clavicular, like a fucking can't find the clitoris slur. It's really fucking gross and sad to look at, let alone hear him talk. And then hear that belligerent shit come out of his mouth. I'm from East Detroit. Okay, I would love him to try that there. Love it. I think it would be just chef's kiss. Yeah, that'd be funny. They wouldn't find him. Sorry, I have to undress myself. I'm sure there's so many people complaining. Yeah, I'm wearing color today. I got the blue on. But all in all, it's just something that, man, this is just pitiful to look at. I've seen more of this guy's garbage content, I hate calling it that, his fucking slop videos than I even needed to, because I was trying to figure out who this guy was, and his name and everything. I was just like, oh, fucking Ricky Tom ass cringe, like fucking incel racist core. And it's really sad to look at, that kind of like, I kind of believe that all people were somewhat born with opportunity, and when a man decides to be a bitch, you can't undo a bitch typically, and that's what we got here. What I would really like to see come out of this situation, which by the way, there isn't a video of the shooting, I'm sorry. It's just, this is one of those like social commentary videos. I finally put one of these out every couple months because it's just something that kind of got to me when I learned about it. There's a video after, and you see him getting on a gurney, and he's all like, fucking ugly looking prick. He was at the courthouse in a suit though, so I'm guessing he was already having issues. I can only hope this turns out like a Tommy Somalia situation where they fucking fully go balls deep on his punishment. Because this is an example that needs to be made. It really is. As a society and shit, you know, I'm 31, okay? And it is 2026. I'm more mature than I was a few years ago. I'm more mature than I was when I was 15, 13. Some people just don't emotionally mature. They don't evolve. They don't grow. They just sit in wherever their favorite spot in their life was, and they pine at it forever. And like a lot of guys who get into content creation, they'll get like 1,000 view video, or maybe they get viral, or they blow up like this guy, and they can't get enough. They get addicted, they get stupid. Even I've acted stupid in my own relishness of me peaking in my relevancy at the time. But it's a matter of your own character that defines what you do and say, and even the mistakes you make. So it's like, those are the things, all the little facets I look at when I come to psychoanalyzing a person, because it's just bullshit. Like, these people suck. There's no redeeming this. There's no excuse for this. I don't care what fucking cat profile picture, anime profile picture, fucking twat waffle comes up in my comments about it. I'm right, you're wrong. Get used to that. That's pretty much how that goes. I'm me. I'm right a lot. And it sucks. I would love to be blissfully ignorant. Shit, I would love to fucking be the kind of corrupt that just milks shitty people for content, but I just can't, because it's like I got a moral compass and this empathy. Oh man, it's crazy, like a frog. And they took away Crazy Frog's penis, and they need to take this guy away too. And it's just as simple as that. There are just some things that aren't needed. They didn't need Crazy Frog's penis. That we don't need a racist streamer with a fucking whatever that mustache and hairline is going on. I mean, all you men out there are doing that style, just stop. I don't care what one female, fucking one woman, one girl, one non-binary baddie told you it looks good. They're lying to you, or they do not know what they're talking about. You cannot walk around looking like iDubbbz. Okay? It's just not a good look. And I fuck with iDubbbz. I think he's alright. I think he's a little cringe. I think his backpedaling, a little cringe. But, hey. I remember that one guy that looks like him that covered me and cried. Like, he just was crying and crying because he thought I was, like, against Wendigoon. I care more about what Wendigoon doesn't care about, but that's just me. I mean, dude's a youth pastor? I'm sure he turns a blind eye a lot. Now, the reason I keep taking shots, too, pisses you off. I think it's funny. You wanna know why I think it's funny? Because it's a dose of reality for you. That you can't just sit here and idolize everybody. That you can't sit here and put everybody on a fucking pedestal. I'm a decent person and there's a lot of good values to me. But subjectively, you can look at a lot of shit I say and do and go, ooh, man, what the fuck? Why'd you say that? Why'd you do that? Why'd you make that joke? All of that. That needs to be something all y'all reflect on. Is that parasocial reach and how far it goes with certain individuals, because why are we idolizing this piece of shit? This is somebody who would get his ass checked and fucking beat in the streets where I'm from. Crying back to his fucking mama. So, What are we doing? I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I'm starting a blog / newsletter too, which should be free and everything here, so when that launches, you know, be on the lookout for that. Revamping all my premium content and pages. Subscribestar is going to be the main one. Buy Me a Coffee is going to be kind of a landline for getting into the Discord tip page, but you can still do all that through Subscribestar. You know, catching all my deleted videos and stuff like that, because there's some videos I cover that just don't stay up on here. Either YouTube's AI or I got pedophiles who literally mass report my shit for exposing them, which that was bad for me to say too. My bad. Oopsie. I didn't know. I was supposed to go na 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 the whole time. My bad. Like my ops that I deal with, so to speak, are people who don't know what this is. This is hand soap, but that's a start. And they don't know what any kind of soap is. They look at this and they go, ooh, girly magic liquid. That'll turn me gay. And that's about it. That's what I deal with. But hey, I want the fucking smoke in a way. I fucking enjoy the conflict with horrible people because I always win. So what have we learned today? Chud the Builder's going to prison probably, and it's going to be funny. He's going to cry in court. That's going to be my bet. And don't be a piece of shit. That's it. Stay tuned for more Blood and Guts. You know, brought to you by yours truly since 2021. You realize that is 5 years of moth content? That is crazy. And we've been having ups and downs and a lot of downs. So much downs you'd think he'd be this guy. But no. I can't even make that joke. Damn it. Like, I can't even make that joke, really. And not because of PC bullshit. Because I would never put ill shit on my Downs homies. Downs people are awesome. They're fucking always happy there generally. They just want to have a good fucking time. And you know what? They don't got an ounce of hate in their body. Therefore, a guy with Down syndrome is more mentally prepared and intelligent than this guy. That says a lot about our society. And no offense, I'm sorry, but that's true. There's just scientific facts. That's a mental illness that causes intellectual incapacity and other issues. And they're just great people, better than him. Better than half the people I talk about. That's sad. But anyway, I think that's all we got for today. I keep checking my watch that's charging. That's stupid. But if you like this video, you already know what to do. I like it when you subscribe. I really like it when you check out my stuff in my description. But hey, stay safe out there. Don't be a piece of shit. And remember, if it bleeds, it leads. I found my bell.